This episode is provided by Thomas Allgaier and Frennis, based on the most relevant LinkedIn posts about channel marketing in calendar weeks 5 and 6. Frennis is a B2B market research partner, helping enterprises translate market, customer, and competitive insights into actionable strategies that drive growth and success across their channel and partner ecosystems. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at what's been happening in channel marketing over weeks 5 and 6. And, looking through the sources, it kind of feels like we're watching the end of an era.
The end of an era, that sounds pretty dramatic.
Maybe a little. But it's like the old way of doing things. The vague slogans, the handshake deals. It's all being taken apart by hard data.
I see what you mean. The big theme here isn't just partnering anymore. It's precision. We're talking hard math, big program changes, and the absolute dominance of marketplaces.
Exactly. And that's what we need to get into today. What's replacing that old spray and pray model? Because it looks like it's a lot of, uncomfortable conversations with the CFO.
Uncomfortable, yes, but also very profitable if you get it right.
Okay, so let's start there with the money. Our first theme, partner value measurement and ROI discipline. And the first thing to go, it seems, is the metric we've all leaned on for years. Influenced revenue.
Oh, yeah. It's dead. Rob Moyer had a post that was just brutal on this. He called it the CFO reality check.
It's so true. I mean, we all love to say we influenced a massive pipeline number.
We do, but the CFO actively dislikes it. Moyer's point is that it sounds like you're just taking credit for a deal that was probably going to close anyway.
So you lose all credibility.
Instantly. It just sounds vague and, self-serving.
So if influence is out, what's in? How do you actually justify your budget without the finance team rolling their eyes?
You have to speak their language, and their language is probability. Moyer argues for something called win rate lift, or WRL.
Win rate lift. Okay,
Yeah.
How does that work in practice?
It's actually pretty simple. You take scenario A, your direct sales team going it alone. Maybe their win rate is, say, 22%.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard baseline.
Right. Then you have scenario B, where a partner is attached to the deal, and suddenly the win rate is 34%.
Ah, so that 12% difference.
That's the lift. That's the hard number. You're not talking about feelings. You're telling the CFO, give me $1, and I will increase our statistical probability of winning by 12 percentage points.
That completely reframes the conversation. It's not about credit. It's about de-risking the pipeline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that leads to efficiency, which brings me to this analysis from Badri Vardarajan on cybersecurity vendors. It really drives this point home.
This was the one comparing vendor 1 and vendor 3, right? I saw that.
Yeah. On the surface, they look almost identical. Same kind of products, same number of people and their partner teams. But the results...
They were miles apart.
Totally. Vendor 1 was getting about $1.25 million in revenue per seller. Vendor 3 was getting $6 million.
$6 million. That's a staggering difference. So what was vendor 3 doing?
It wasn't about having a bigger team. It was about having a cleaner pipe. They were just, getting more out of what they already had. And it boils down to two things, motivation and enablement.
So better incentives and better resources.
Basically, yeah. And avoiding what Tariq Muhammad calls activity theater.
Activity theater. I love that.
It's perfect, isn't it? He warns against those vanity metrics like number of partners onboarded or portal logins.
The classic slide in the QBR deck that means absolutely nothing.
Exactly. He says you have to look at the real unit economics, like partner attributed CAC. Is the partner actually lowering your cost to acquire a customer? They should be.
And he also mentioned net dollar retention.
Right. Are they helping you grow the accounts you already have? If not, what's the real value?
There was one more piece on this from Lena Flightman that I thought was so smart because it flips the whole thing on its head.
Oh, yeah, the mindset shift. She says vendors are asking the wrong question.
They're always asking, how do I get my partners to sell my stuff?
Which is such a vendor-centric view. Her point is, you should be asking, why does this partner even want me in their portfolio?
And if you get that right, she says partner-led deals can hit a 60% close rate.
But only if the value for the partner is there. And it's not just margin. It's about giving them access to a new market or protecting their services business. It's about fitting into their world.
That's a perfect transition because talking about fitting into ecosystems, we have to talk about marketplaces.
Yeah, it's unavoidable. This is becoming the new B2B infrastructure.
Which is our theme too. Marketplace and platform-led channel growth. And some of these numbers are just mind-blowing.
They really are. Dexter Hardy and Danielle Estrada shared some Omdia research about Microsoft. They're projecting the Microsoft Marketplace will be a $300 billion opportunity by 2030.
300 billion.
Yeah.
That's not a channel. That's the economy of a country.
It is. And the point they made is that it's not just a listing. It's like a 247 salesperson, but only if you have the operational systems behind it, like private offers and co-sell readiness.
And it's not just Microsoft. We saw data from Roman Kirsanov at Google Cloud that showed their revenue up 48%. But the crazy stat was that partner commitments were up 16 times.
16x. That's not growth, that's a strategic pivot. They're building their entire AI distribution model around the ecosystem.
So when you hear numbers like that from giants like Microsoft and Google, my first question is always, is there any room for startups here?
Actually, yeah. It's almost the opposite. Elena Kennedy pointed out that for AI-native startups, the marketplace is an accelerator.
An accelerator!
They're seeing 88% revenue growth and deals closing 75% faster.
75% faster? How is that even possible? Enterprise sales cycles take forever.
Because they're tapping into the enterprise cloud commit budgets.
Ah, okay. The magic wand.
It really is. A big company has already committed, say, $50 million to Azure. It's pre-approved, pre-spent money. So buying a startup's software through the marketplace isn't a new budget request.
It's just drawing down a balance, a procurement checkbox.
Precisely. But, and this is a huge but, Eric Kensley pointed out, the biggest barrier isn't the tech.
What is it then?
It's internal alignment.
Ah, so your own company gets in the way.
It's a cross-functional motion. Product, sales, finance, they all have to be on the same page. Your sales team has to know how they get paid on these deals. If you just treat it like a marketing task, you'll fail.
And when you get it right, it can be incredibly fast. Chris DeCosia mentioned XBOW launched on AWS Marketplace in under 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's the new speed of commerce.
Okay, so new metrics, new marketplace engines. All of this is forcing huge program changes, which is our third theme. Program changes and partner model recalibration.
Recalibration is a very polite word for it. It's a total shakeup.
And the ground zero seems to be Microsoft again. Diego Rodriguez shared some news that I'm sure made a few people nervous.
Oh, the end of the Qualified Referral Program, the QRP. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Why does that matter so much?
Well, the QRP was kind of the Wild West for referrals. Now, everything is being forced into the Unified Partner Center. And as Rob Fegan pointed out, the bar inside that center is being raised.
Raised how? It's not just a new interface, is it?
No. Microsoft is using AI to validate BANT in real time.
Wait, hold on. The AI checks your referrals quality.
Yeah. If you submit a low-quality lead, just a name and a prayer, it just stops.
Yeah.
The AI flags it, and it goes nowhere. It's not an admin task anymore. You need credibility.
Wow. That's going to have a huge human impact.
It already is. Dylan Cohen wrote about this. Partner orgs are restructuring. The order takers who just waited for referrals to come in are out.
Who are they being replaced with?
Hunters. People who can actually go out and sell complex AI solutions, especially in the mid-market, which is this huge untapped opportunity.
And speaking of skills, I saw this fascinating trend from Alex Smith about Pure Storage.
Yes. This is so smart. Their new top partner tier, the ambassador tier, requires partners to be certified in other tech programs.
So to be a top partner for Pure Storage, you also have to be an expert in, like, NVIDIA or Red Hat.
Exactly. It creates what he calls programmatic connectors. Pure is basically saying our product doesn't live in a vacuum. To be a top partner for us, you have to understand the whole solution stack. It forces them to be solution sellers.
That's brilliant. And we saw similar noises from Red Hat and IBM too. Both Simon Mead and Kareem Yusuf were talking about simplicity, predictability, profitability. It's all about stripping out the complexity for 2026.
The old, complicated programs are just too slow for today's market.
Which brings us to our fourth lightning round theme, AI and operational efficiency. How are partners keeping up with all this?
Well, Alexei Matlar's advice is to use context-driven AI, like custom GPTs, to automate all the busy work.
The QBR decks, the follow-up emails.
All of it, so you can actually focus on being a reliable partner instead of an admin.
And Russell Bradley Cook had that amazing demo of Crossbeam's Claude connector.
Oh, this stat was incredible. He took a task that took 47 minutes, all that manual research, pivot tables, overlap analysis,
and turned it into a 2-minute conversation with AI.
47 minutes down to 2. If you're not using tools like that, you're just falling behind.
For sure. And that time you save should be spent talking to a human, which is our final theme, partner marketing strategy.
Right, because all the AI in the world doesn't matter if your story's wrong.
Christina Carstensen and Orlando Munoz were really clear on this. Christina talks about the dark funnel. Showing up much earlier with stories, not spec sheets.
Way earlier, before the customer even really knows what they're looking for.
And then when you do get that meeting, Orlando Munoz has what he calls the 30-second test.
Yeah, I like this one. Can your sellers answer why now and why us in 30 seconds?
And if they can't,
then your enablement has failed. Simple as that.
And Ricky Courier wrapped it up by saying the partner marketer's role has to change too.
Yeah, they need to be the CMO of the partner's business, not just a campaign executor. They have to own the strategy.
So if we look back on all of this, it feels like we've seen a real shift from, relationships and influence to marketplaces and hard math.
It's the industry growing up. We're moving out of the handshake era and into the integrated ecosystem era. It's more demanding for sure, but the potential upside is just so much higher.
The free lunch is definitely over, but the banquet's just getting started if you know where to sit.
That's a great way to put it.
So here's a final thought for you to take away. If your CEO walked into your office right now and asked for your win rate lift number, would you have an answer? Or would you start talking about portal logins? Something to think about. If you enjoyed this episode, new episodes drop every 2 weeks. Also check out our other editions on account-based marketing, field marketing, AI and B2B marketing, MarTech, go-to-market, and social selling. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for the next deep dive into the changing world of B2B marketing. See you then.